This is your friend.
That's Heidi's friend, Lupe Espinoza. She passed away right before my mom. And when she was in the hospital, Heidi had started speaking out because she saw what was going on. And then when my mom was in the hospital, my friend told Heidi. So Heidi called me and she was like, you need to get in there and save your mom. You need to take out her IVs, like bring her home. But by the time I got that call from Heidi, there was no way I could go get my mom and bring her home because her oxygen needs were so increased already. I wouldn't have been able to help.
Why was Heidi in the hospital in the first place?
Heidi's friend was in the hospital, and Heidi was trying to get help for her friend. And then another mutual friend heard her calling out, so she had Heidi call me.
Okay, but why was she in the hospital? What happened to her?
She got sick.
COVID?
They call it COVID, but same thing. She would have survived if it weren't for the fact that they unleashed all those drugs on her.
And she was what, 30s?
42.
42.
Maybe a little bit older, 40, 45, something like that.
This is the list of all the meds she was on.
Yeah.
On each and every
That's
position.
enough to kill an entire army.
So this woman, 42, was on these drugs.
Yes.
On all of them.
Yes.
It's like what, 100 positions? 100 namings?
Yes. They're killing people. For
Yeah,
money.
Some of them, let's say, sodium chloride, okay.
There's fentanyl.
Glucose chewable tablet, okay.
Barcinetib, which is like technically a chemo drug.
Fentanyl. Mm-hmm. Fentanyl. Why?
Exactly. Why? Yeah, to sedate her, but why? All she needed was oxygen and fluids. She didn't need to be drugged.
So
when they're in there alone, they don't have an advocate for them, and then they're being drugged to death. They're confused, they're disoriented, and then they strip them of their dignity, so they lose their will to fight. They starve them. It's awful. It was awful. I will never forget.
They starve people?
Yes.
Why? And how do they do it? Just not providing food at all?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm hungry, no?
Yes.
They're telling them no?
Yes.
How come? How can they do that?
They did. 1,000,000 times. My mom would call and she's like, I'm hungry. If you can bring me something. I was bringing her food every day. And then when I got there, when they finally let me in, all her things that I had sent up to her because they wouldn't let me in were all way far away from her at the window. And she hadn't even been able to access them. On top of that, her husband was in there too. I dropped them off together and he was 3 doors down from her. And I kept saying, hey, they're married. Can you put them in the same room? They can help each other out. And they said, oh, no, we don't do that here. We don't share rooms. And that was a lie because they totally share rooms. We have patient family members who shared rooms. And like there was a father and son and the father passed away. But the son was in the same room with him trying to help him. So they lied the whole time. And then they would have their belongings out of reach and they were disoriented already. They wouldn't allow advocates in there. They would not let me in there. They kept saying, it's our policy. You can't come in. It's our policy.
Because it's 2021 and the COVID.
Right. Even though I'm also a nurse and at the hospital that I worked at, I can go into a COVID room and it was okay. But I can't go take care of my own mother, even though I'm qualified.
So you want to tell me that this woman, let's say she tapped this button to call a nurse.
Yes.
And she said, I'm hungry. Can you please feed me? They denied.
Yes.
I just can't believe it.
I can't either. Because
what kind of animals work there?
I know. And when I finally got to come in, my mom saw me. She laid eyes on me when first time seeing me in 2 weeks. And when she saw me, she had this look on her face like, oh my God, you're here. Like her body relaxed. And before she saw me, I saw this complete look of terror in her face. And I had never seen my mom look like that before because she was the bravest person I know. And
a few things before we start. First of all, I believe YouTube is going to either demonetize this video or 2, even erase it from its platform. But if you're still seeing this, it means it's still on YouTube. So please like this video right now, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and please share this episode with all your friends, peers, and loved ones. It's crucial to spread the word. It's to spread the truth. Number 2, guys, I don't have any sponsors. So if you want to support my work, please become a member of our community. There is going to be a link down below. Click the link and become a member of our community. And this is the best way how you can support my channel and my work. The whole point of my podcast is to listen to other opinions and to tell the truth. And you can be part of it. And now, let's get back to the podcast with the one and only Michelle. Why didn't you transfer her to another hospital?
I tried, and they said that they were like, we can't accommodate her. Her breathing needs are too intense, and it was just lies. Everything was lies about them.
So she was held hostage, basically.
Yes. And
okay, so let's say she was sane in her own mind, and she said, "I want to go to another hospital." They wouldn't let her?
No, they told me no, that
this is not prison.
Her.
This is not jail. How can you do that?
Yeah, they treated her like it was. Worse, actually.
So let's say she could walk. They wouldn't let her just walk from that hospital? Stand up and go?
She couldn't walk at that point.
But let's say she could, or other patients could.
I mean, she could have probably tried. There's Gail Seiler, which I hope you get a chance to talk to her. She's a survivor of this treatment, and she had been denied water for 7 days, and her husband was able to sneak into the hospital at a perfect opportunity that the doors were like opened. He snuck in there and he was able to get her out, but they had to do like a police standoff and everything. And he worked at that hospital.
Where was that? Fresno too?
No, it was Texas, I think.
Sneak into the hospital?
Yes. And
that's like a movie.
Yes. This is so real and so hard to believe. It's crazy. But yes, they held them in there like prisoners. And I believe they were biased against my mom because she was unvaccinated. I believe they felt like, well, she did this to herself because she didn't get the COVID vaccine. Because every time the doctor would call, she'd ask me, why didn't your mom get the COVID vaccine? And I said, she can't get vaccines. She's allergic. But then I'm like, why does it even matter?
Right.
And yeah, and I think they just, the minute she walked in, they just put a target on her. She's unvaccinated, so throw her in the back, let her die. To teach everybody a lesson.
So that woman, Gail, she was denied water for 7 days?
Yes. Yeah.
She asked for water, I'm thirsty? And
yes.
He said no?
Yes.
For what reason?
For I don't know what reason. I don't know.
So let's say for 7 days, how many nurses, different nurses, 4 different nurses worked with her? Mm-hmm. And all of them said no?
Yes. So
what are the chances of 4 nurses being basically animals, denying water?
It's a really high chance. I think some of them are very indoctrinated, and they're just there to get a paycheck, and they don't really care.
And they still work there. Those same nurses, doctors that denied that woman water for 7 days, they still work there.
Probably do. Yes. Yeah. A lot of nurses.
It's really hard to believe. Do you understand that?
Yes. And when growing up with my mom, she was always taking care of somebody. She always had a family member, and that she had, one had a stroke, one had dementia, and she would help them, and she never expected like money for this. She was happy to help. And so I grew up watching her take care of people. And I thought, okay, I want to be a nurse and I want to be like my mom. And when I started working as a nurse, I realized a lot of nurses are passive aggressive, and a lot of nurses don't really care. Then they are just there for a paycheck. I realized that really quickly. But I'm not going to let any of this experience harden me to become like that. Like, I treat each patient like, if this were my child, how would I want my child treated? Or if this were my mother, how would I want them treated? That's my mentality. So I realize a lot of people don't think like that.
Give me an example of a nurse being passive aggressive. How do they express it?
When the COVID vaccine came out, I had a nurse who's a friend of mine, but we just have different views. But she was like, yeah, I was going to invite my friend over. I don't think this nurse friend realized I was not planning to get the vaccine. But she said, I was going to invite my friend over, but, she's not going to get the COVID vaccine. So I don't think I can have her come over. And I was like, what the heck? But this was like 2021 before I started speaking out. But I remember hearing that thinking, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, you guys all liked me before this COVID vaccine issue. And now when you're unvaccinated in a hospital, they look at you or treat you like you're spreading your diseases to everyone and like you're lesser than them.
How many nurses changed their mind during the 2023, 2024, 2025, since the data rolls out, I want to say every week, every month? That shows
A lot of
those
them.
shots are not that good and are not that safe and effective as
A lot of
told.
them, I believe, have changed their mind. That they now understand that the COVID vaccine is causing these fetal demises or these dead babies, and that they didn't do any good, that they weren't safe and effective. Every time I go to work, there's a dead baby. They only needed one shot for them to deliver a dead baby because it was March and April of 2021 that all of a sudden we started having mothers come in, and no matter what gestation they were in, they were delivering dead babies. In the ones that are making it to birth, the babies, I've seen babies born without limbs, missing fingers and toes. There's babies that are born with respiratory issues, cardiac issues. There's been some that have had like 3 or 4 miscarriages.
3 or 4
Yes.
since 2021.
Yes. I've asked other nurses, hey, will you speak out with me? You see these babies are being born dead. You know it's the COVID vaccine. Can you guess what they all tell me? I'm sorry, but I can't lose this job. So what they're saying is, I will sacrifice babies knowingly for money. One of my nurse friends said they went back and they checked because of my investigation. All of the fetal demise, the babies, she checked, and it was like 90% of the dead babies had mothers that had received the COVID vaccine. I finally got in there to take her off life support. She was tied up in restraints and she had had her teeth knocked out.
What?
Yeah. When they killed my mom, I told my brother, I said they messed with the wrong nurse. They shouldn't have killed our mother, and they will pay for this. So that's something I will never forget.
This is the list of all the meds she was on
Yeah.
each and every
That's
position.
enough to kill an entire army.
So this woman, 42, was on these drugs,
Yes.
on all of them.
Yes.
And she said, I'm hungry, can you please
Yes.
feed me? They denied.
Yes. She had been denied water for 7 days.
But
Because
what kind of animals
I know.
work there?
I know.
Big Pharma.
Yeah.